Okay, so what we've seen so far allows us to specify what columns we want, name and age only or only ID, but it still gives us every single result in the table. So if we have 10,000 users in our database, if we wanted to select one, we don't have a way of doing that right now. We only can select all of them, which really is not that useful. And in fact, most of the time when you're selecting things, you're doing it deliberately and you're trying to find particular pieces. You're not just trying to check in on your table, make sure everything's okay. You're usually trying to, let's say, sign someone in if it's an application. You're trying to verify, find someone by their username and check if their password matches that they entered into your website. Or something like that, where you're searching for specific data. And to do that, we need to use what's known as the where clause. So it's another magic keyword, where, and it allows us to get specific. It allows us to say, I want all cats who are 4 years old, or I want all cats who are tabbies. And those are very simple examples, but later on, throughout this course, we'll continue to expand your arsenal for select and for searching. You'll be able to do things like, I want all cats that are tabbies between the age of 1 and 2 and whose name starts with the letter B, let's say. So we'll be able to get much more specific, but for now, we're focusing on the basics. And as a side note, I want to show you that we will use where all the time. So it's not just for searching or for selecting, but we'll need to use it when we're updating or deleting things as well, because unless we're trying to update every single thing or delete every single thing, usually we want to update something specific. So we might say, I want to update the cats where their age is 2 and I want to make their age 3. Versus I want to update every single cat to have an age of 3. We could be more targeted using where. So we're going to start by seeing how we use it to select. So here's an example. Select star from cats where age is 4. So notice the syntax here. We have our same select star from cats. That will give us all cats. But then we have this where age equals 4. So what this will do is only select the data from the cats table where the age column is equal to 4. And if we try that now, if we look at our data, actually, you'll see we have 2 cats, Ringo and Egg, who are both 4 years old. So if we do a select star from cats, you see what we get. But now if we modify that with our where age equals 4, semicolon, we only get those 2 results. So we still get cat ID, name, breed, and age because we use star. That tells us the columns. But now we only have 2 results because we used where to get specific. One note, notice that when I refer to age here, that is the column, age. So there's no quotes around it. It's just age. So we can do the same thing here, but this time I'm using name to drill down or to get specific. So select star from cats where name is equal to egg. And notice I use quotes here because it's no longer an integer like age is. Name is varchar. It's text, so we need those quotes. So we can try that now. Select star from cats where name equals egg. Just like that. And you notice we get egg. Cat ID, name, breed, and age. One side note while I'm here. You may come across this at some point. What do you think will happen if I fully capitalize egg? It still works. So it's important to note that by default, this is case insensitive. So I could do lowercase g, uppercase G, and it still gives me the same data. So we'll see ways around this later on. Oftentimes it is useful, though, to not worry about case if you're dealing with things like an email address where case doesn't actually matter. So if a user types in their email with a capital letter at the beginning versus lowercase, it should still be the same email in your database. But we'll talk about that later. I just wanted to point out that it's a thing, case insensitivity. So that's all there is for now to the where clause. Now there is a lot more that we will be seeing and working with. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this lesson, we will come back and use where all the time. And in fact, we're going to continue to use it for updating and deleting. Like I said, we need to specify what we want to delete and what we want to update. But I just want to make it clear we're not done with where. There's a lot of add-on functionality that we'll see in ensuing sections. Perfect.